them to ensure we can get consistency and we deliver the potency that is on the label to you every time. But there's also some really fun prototyping work that we did. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, one of my favorite things is once we have really the primary base of a product set, I like flavors. Who likes eating? I like eating, right? Well, imagine you've got the same food, you've got a dozen different variations in the plate of it, and we actually get to do that. So we'll start typically with just a small group of people in our office. When was the last time you did flavor testing?
Last week.
Oh yeah, that really disgusting one.
It was really bad. We're not going to do it.
We didn't hit the mark on that one. Sometimes they're not so good, and so we'll have to work it step by step to improve the flavor. We'll share it with each of the individual markets that each of you come from. We'll send it to the staff there to help test it with some of your staff. Some of you in the future might have an opportunity to participate in flavor testing, where we'll give you a handful of different samples and you can vote on which one you think might be the best. So in the case of Fibergy, we ended up with actually a fairly inert flavor. We still did lots of flavor testing on that, but it has just a very mild flavor so that you could drink it on its own easily. But alternately, you could mix it with Nutrimilk, you could mix it with a fruit smoothie or any other type of shake, and it won't overpower the existing flavor within there. So that's one where that was our ultimate goal after actually trying some flavored versions of it, is we determined the best use for that one is more of a neutral flavor that can go in a broad range of other products, is what most people wanted.
So now that we have found the best ingredients, now that we've identified the right flavor profile, we go from making it, like I said, we went from your kitchen at home to a restaurant kitchen. Now imagine you have a kitchen that feeds an entire university. So we go to what we call manufacturing scale-up development. How many of you have been to Salt Lake and seen our manufacturing facility? So, did you think it was amazing? Yes. I'm pretty dorky. I don't know if that word translates well. When you stand in a manufacturing facility, it's like music. You know how when you hear a symphony, if any one instrument is off, you can hear it, even though there may be 100 instruments? When you walk through manufacturing, it is like 100 machines playing the same song. And it is one of the most beautiful things. It's one of my favorite things. And it is amazing how much work it takes so that that manufacturing facility, that symphony, can produce incredible music and incredible products. So this big kitchen of ours, we are able to take in these ingredients and to mix them together and to be able to really start to make products at a scale that we can ship to 25 markets. So for those of you who haven't been there, here's some photos of our beautiful facility in Salt Lake. But we have obviously filling capabilities. We have different capabilities to look at what is coming down the line. We're very careful to ensure that our facilities are always very clean, are free of any contamination, but also we regularly check everything to ensure that while we were making it, nothing fell in. So for example, if you were cooking in a kitchen at a university and you dropped a spoon in there, you would want to get the spoon out, right? So we have very similar ways to sort of monitor that nothing is introduced to the manufacturing line while it's running. This is one of our packaging lines. This is a powder line. And so what you can see is all of this equipment. This is the powder packaging line. And the next one is my favorite. This is my favorite video. That's a mixer. So you know at home you get a bowl and a spoon and you stir together your ingredients. This is how we stir together ingredients, was that big machine that was twisting. So we take samples, so this is them emptying that into a bag, but we take samples all along. We sample the raw material, we sample at every step in the mixing and the processing, and every time we make sure that what we are getting still matches the certificate of analysis, still matches our specifications, and matches our potency demands, as well as remaining free from any contamination. Do you want to talk about tablet filling?
So that powder you turn into a tablet eventually goes through what we call a tablet press. And that's this spinning machine you can see here. They vary in the number of press mechanisms on there, but they've got anywhere, I think, from our smallest one, about a dozen, to the bigger one is 3 times that size. It has over 30 different heads on it. And it can make hundreds of thousands of tablets per hour. So it's a really, really rapid process. And that tablet press determines the tablet shape, the size. You can put that USANA logo on there. Tried to get my initials on one, didn't go. It's really a neat process, and I can't help but think as we go through this manufacturing, at what an amazing team we have back in Salt Lake and our different manufacturing facilities. We're here, just 2 of us, but there's so many different specialists throughout this entire process. It starts with our research team, it goes to the formulation team, we have engineers that are specialized just in the mixing of the different ingredients, we have process engineers that monitor all the equipment, we have the chemistry team that's involved throughout the entire process, from raw material sourcing to intermediate product testing to finished good product testing. So it's really a complicated work scrub process to create the ultimate products that you see here and are available to you every single day. And what we pride ourselves in is really monitoring every single step of that. And so the USANA difference really goes from quality raw materials, monitoring the manufacturing, making sure that's high quality, constantly improving on the process, because the reality is that those raw materials, as much as we might have been particular about them, a lot of these are plants and natural compounds where growing seasons vary from year to year, so we constantly have to monitor those and adjust the formulas as necessary to make sure that they continually meet those same demands and specifications that we might have set 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. And as raw materials change, we have to continually meet that specification for the product. So it's a complicated process that has lots and lots of smart people with different expertise all throughout it, from end to end.
So we do all of this with this incredible team, really to bring these products to you. But we know that one of the best things you can do to hold yourself true to your goals around quality is to have others sort of check your work. Has anyone in here ever written a paper and then had a friend look at it to make sure you had no mistakes? We do the same thing, and we do that through third-party testing. So third-party testing means not only is our group testing this and developing the methods and validating the methods and running international standards, but we also then will take ingredients, we will take product, we'll take finished product, all of those, and send them out for testing at a third-party facility. I have a lot of trust in my team. My team works really hard, and my team has people who truly want to help everyone live a healthier life. And one of the best things I can do for myself and my team is to have someone else check and make sure that what we're doing is still the best of science. So we use third-party testing, and we ensure that we meet or exceed all of the different certification requirements through that.
I'm trying to think, who's everybody that comes in and tests our facility? We have FDA, where we're located locally, right? So we have a government entity. We have TGA, NSF, USP. What others am I forgetting?
So we have around probably 24 different agencies that routinely come in and audit for us. We had the FDA on site a week ago,
And 2 weeks ago.
And 2 weeks ago. The FDA was on site twice. We did wonderfully, but we are continually audited by these groups. And I'm actually going to skip this stability slide because I feel like this brings us to this conversation. So one of the joys, and if you heard me last year, I spoke about this. One of the joys of working in 25 markets is that you get to interact with the government and with the different auditing bodies from 25 governments. Have you ever had to interact with the government to get a passport or a driver's license? Is it fun? Do you enjoy it? Someone said yes. Do you want to work for regulatory? We get to do that with all of our markets. So we have a whole group of people who truly spend every day managing government interactions. The great part about the quality audits we have, and the great part about the government requirements that we have to meet, is that we get to learn from all of our markets. We get to learn from the government bodies, we get to learn from the auditors to understand truly what are the best thinking, the best approaches in terms of monitoring quality and efficacy and compliance from all of these markets. And then we have another group at our organization whose job it is to take all of those requirements from the 25 different markets and to come up with sort of the best of the best, take the most difficult things from each of them and put them together and say, how can we ensure that everything we do meets the requirements of all of these different auditing bodies?
And it actually brings me to a common question I've heard. So I do a lot of travel. I've had the opportunity to meet many of you before. And one of the single most common questions I get is, how does my product I have in my country compare to the product I have in Singapore or the Philippines or Malaysia? Have any of you noticed that some of your labels are a little bit different from one another? Well, we work with these government agencies because each of them do have a little bit different requirements to deliver you the best possible product for your individual market. Sometimes that means we do have to alter it a little bit, but it is the best possible product that we can deliver to each and every single market. In the case of Fibergy, all of you have a shared formula. In the case of Cell Essentials, that might mean that we end up with, I believe, 17 different formulas around the world. So almost every single country has their own formula. And that's because we believe that each and every one of you have to have products that need to meet your dietary needs for your country, might be a reason to change it, or your government needs. So we really do take into account your personalized needs that you need.
So I did want to back up and catch the slide on stability testing in your books. Sorry to go backwards on you. So when we make the product, in this case we're talking about Fibergy, and we test to see that potency, right? Potency just means, is it strong enough to do what we want it to do? When we test that, when we test the active ingredients, the concentration, everything that's on that label, we test it when we make it, but we have to test it all the way to the expiration date. Because the expiration date, the day the product expires, it must still meet the label. So we get asked a lot about, on the last day, is that product still good? The product meets what is on the label all the way to the expiration date. And so that's what you're seeing here. We will take products and put them up on stability. Stability just means we want to see how stable they are over time. And we will test at the equivalent time periods, all the way from the day it is mixed until the expiration date. And our requirement is that on that expiration date, we still have exactly what is on that label. Does that make sense to everyone? back forwards. I'm gonna move us forward. One of the other amazing things about USANA, you can listen to us stand here. We've shown you publications, we've given you the slides. We operate in a high trust environment. We also have, Dr. Wentz, who is an inspiration to me, and if you have met him, I'm sure an inspiration to you. And we have the Dr. Wentz Potency Guarantee. But maybe one of the other really coolest things we have is our athletes program. Do you guys know about the athletes program? If you don't, you will hear about it many times. So we have thousands of professional athletes, but also of Olympians who take USANA products. I've never been an Olympian. I don't think I ever will be. But I know that Olympians have a lot of people who make sure that they work out and they eat right and they get all of the support they need to be their best possible selves. Right? I mean, they are doing crazy cool things with their bodies. Those Olympic athletes, the nutritionists, the coaches that work with them, more of them trust USANA than any other brand. We prove to them that what's in the bottle is in the bottle and nothing else. And we sit down with the Olympians, with their coaches, they come in, we talk, and they really do get into the science of the product.
I've had a chance to meet with several of our Olympic sponsored groups before, whether it's entire teams or individuals, and they really are extremely particular. Like, when in doubt, they would rather not take anything, despite the fact that they're fighting for tenths or hundredths of a second and they need every advantage, than take a product they don't trust. So they have to trust it most of all, and what we found is that pretty universally they trust USANA without question to help support their health, support their sport, and their livelihood. It's really an awesome opportunity to work with them and to talk with them and figure out what's most important to them and what drives them from a performance and nutrition perspective, and how we can help meet their needs as we develop new products over time.
So we hope that you've enjoyed us being up here. I thank you, Austin, for being flexible and joining. I didn't want you all to fall asleep with me being up here for an hour by myself. Last year you heard me talk about sort of the USANA difference. And this year we really talked more about how does that difference come to life in a product, Fibergy. How does that research, how does the understanding of ingredients, the testing, how does all of that ensure that the products we create really helps with the wellness benefits that it's targeted for? And so we talked a lot about Fibergy today, but we have many products. And so Austin and his team, they also run a website that is a US focused website, but we do want to share it with you. Do you want to talk about the website?
Yeah, I'll give a quick little pitch here. So first and foremost, AskTheScientist.com is where we house all of our clinical studies. So if you want to find that Fibergy study, you can go there, there's a little research tab, click it, you can read the study. We have a summary of it that's a little bit easier to understand. We have all of our research on flavanol, on Hepacil, and additionally some other health categorical information like microbiome. So really you can learn all the things you need to do to support your health, plus some additional product information.
So I hope you guys feel a little more confident that you understand the USANA difference. What I can tell you is that many of you know I am a mom of four. And I am here and I am traveling because I believe that the good that we do every day is important enough. That it is important for my kids to stay home and go to school, and it is important for me to be here with each and every one of you. So together we really do want to make the healthiest family on earth. make one healthier choice every day. And I think, are we wrapped up, Austin?
Yep.
Thanks for having us, guys. We really appreciate it.
I am honored to lead USANA's Global Research and Development Team and fully embrace Dr. Myron Wentz's vision of empowering individuals to take control of their wellness through scientifically backed nutritional products. We are committed to continuously improving our exceptional products using the finest ingredients in their optimal forms and quantities, with a focus on differentiation, quality, and innovation. USANA is not merely a company. It is a purpose-driven team dedicated to health. Together with my team, I eagerly anticipate advancing Dr. Wentz's goal of creating the healthiest family on earth. What sets USANA apart is our vision, a vision rooted in science, driving everything we do. USANA is situated in a substantial U.S. FDA-registered facility in the United States, where product research is conducted and high-quality products are manufactured. In alignment with its vision, USANA prioritizes the integration of cutting-edge science and clinical research into the core of its product development.
New product ideas come from scientists, product owners, customer service teams, and global business partners and consumers. We focus on concepts that meet real demands, and every idea is shaped by a strict regulatory framework to ensure all components are safe and compliant. This collaborative approach allows us to create products that make a meaningful impact on health worldwide. Our research drives health innovation through rigorous scientific inquiry. Safety is our top priority. Every ingredient undergoes rigorous evaluations, and we collaborate with esteemed institutions. This commitment ensures we deliver safe, effective solutions for global health.
Our commitment to excellence extends to regulatory compliance and quality assurance. Before a product reaches you, it must pass through a comprehensive quality assurance process. Every supplement is tested for potency. Does it deliver what the label promises, free from impurities? Identity. Are we confident it is exactly what we say it is? Composition. Does it contain the precise ingredients in the right amounts? Strength. Is the concentration effective and consistent? And finally, quality. Is it meeting our highest internal expectations? This meticulous process ensures our products are safe, effective, and trusted worldwide. Our process begins with the procurement of high-quality raw ingredients for research and development. All raw materials are meticulously sampled in-house to confirm their purity and potency. Only materials passing these rigorous checks proceed to the formulation stage. There is no compromise here.
During the product development phase, we produce prototype batches that undergo comprehensive testing. These tests evaluate whether the prototypes meet the defined specifications for weight, appearance, dissolution, potency, and other critical attributes. Quality ensures that each prototype aligns with the intended formulation and performance goals, helping R&D refine and optimize the product before scaling up to full production. Before a product is launched commercially, it must pass rigorous stability testing. This process involves storing the product under various environmental conditions and testing it over time to evaluate physical, chemical, and microbiological stability. Quality oversees this testing to ensure the product maintains its intended potency, appearance, and safety profile throughout its shelf life. Only products that meet our stability criteria proceed to market. Our responsibility doesn't end at product launch. Quality conducts ongoing stability monitoring to confirm that the product continues to meet all label claims for nutrients, dosage, and performance throughout its shelf life. If a product claims a specific amount of active ingredient, we validate that it delivers that amount, not just at launch, but at the end of shelf life too. The standard of excellence has earned USANA recognition, not just from customers, but from independent third-party organizations as well.
With USANA, you never have to wonder if you're getting what you paid for. What's on the label is exactly what's in the product. We're proud to continue fulfilling Dr. Wentz's vision of creating the healthiest family on earth by delivering science-based solutions that support your health today and into the future.
学到了非常的多，干货满满，是不是？那么，让我们重新的认识了我们USANA的与众不同，然后以及了解到我们产品由构思，然后到上市然后送到我们客户的手中的所有的严谨的制造过程。那有没有觉得 very touching？ 很感动，对吗？看到那个 video。
Yes, Jasmine, I agree with you. You know, after hearing Dr. Catherine's and Austin's sharing, I felt so inspired, right? This sharing was so incredibly insightful, and it gave us a renewed understanding of what makes USANA truly unique, as well as a clear view of the rigorous processes each product has to go through, from the initial concept to the launch, and finally into the hands of our customers.
OK， 有没有人要礼物？礼物环节到。
Anybody want a free gift?
应该很多人都想要礼物了哈。那么我们现在呢，进行一个简单又有趣的小互动游戏，非常的简单哈。等一下呢，我们就是指到你们哪一区的，你们就觉得可以回答的话，去举个手，然后我们的工作人员就会到你的身边哈。
Yes. So, how are we going to play this quiz game? Well, we're going to start on the left with the left two columns of brand partners. Alright, after that we'll proceed to the middle two columns of brand partners, and the last question will be for our right hand side, two columns of brand partners. Alright, is everybody ready?
OK， 我们第一道问题呢，就会从左边这两行讲这两列的朋友第一道问题，然后等一下还没，然后第二道问题他们已经看到问题了第二道问题就从中间的这两列的朋友可以回答，第三道问题就是最后的这两列的朋友可以回答。OK， 大家都清楚了吗？我们这个环节会送出一个blanket， 然后还有一个 pillow， 还有一个 pillow box 的哈。
Alright, so let's see the first question. Alright, which product did Dr. Catherine cite as an example of the product development process?
Dr. Catherine 刚才举例的是哪一款的产品来说明我们这个产品开发流程 ？OK， 哇，好。
Okay, hands down, hands down, hands down. 1, 2, 3. Wow, we're so fast, it's so hard to choose. Okay, can we have the jumping gentleman in the middle aisle? Are you gonna get the answer right first? Yes. Fiber G?
You are
right.
第一道问题的答案就是我们的畅活纤维素。
Congratulations.
Question number 2.
Question 2. So, the middle two columns of brand partners, alright? USANA's R&D team is made up of various professionals. Can you please name two types of these experts?
USANA 的研发团队由多位的专业人士组成的。那么，想让你们说出其中2种类型的专家就好了哈。好，我来选，就这位朋友哈。
没有做到。
我们工作人员可以来得及吗？这边。
有运动营养家，还有很多医疗人员、营养师。
对的，bingo。好，礼物送上。好 ，question number 3.
Question number 3 for these, the right side, two columns of brand partners. So question 3 is, how many microbial cells do we have in our body?
我们体内有多少微生物细胞？刚才 Dr. Catherine 就是他已经提了很多次了，你站着最高就你啦，但是小心哈，我们下来先讲好不好？有事好商量，40兆。对的，答案正确 ，bingo。
Alright, congratulations to all our winners.
恭喜我们所有的得奖者哈！我们等下还会有其他的这个 giveaway，大家 上岸路上啊。
Okay, settle down. So for our next segment, we have an expert to share with us about maintaining good health and quality of life.
OK， 接下来我们即将请出我们重量级的讲师，他是一位肿瘤内科医师哦，他同时也是我们的认证